looking to get into HR, but the vast majority of those positions that are posted are stating that it requires 2 to 3 years of experience, 5 to 10 years of experience. But there is a way that you can get that experience and qualify for that position. Plus, I'll show you some of the types of jobs that you can actually still apply to those positions, even though you don't have experience. Let's get into it. Hi there, my name is Janica, and I am here to help you navigate the HR space. And today we're talking about getting into HR without any experience and how you can actually get the experience that you need to qualify for the entry-level or mid-level positions. So I'm going to hop right on into it. I want you to start with your network, your immediate circle of people, your friends, your family, your former coworkers that you're still in contact with. And I want you to let them know that you're currently looking to pivot your career and you're looking to get into human resources. Now, many of your friends and family, they may already have existing businesses that they're running, and they may need some help with some HR related tasks. And that's a way for you to get your foot in the door and actually begin to learn how to research HR laws, begin to learn how to do all of the ground zero work, like filling out Form I-9s and doing research on OSHA and Department of Labor, wages, and all of that other stuff. It is great to start with a small business and with people who you already know who can really help you get that boost and that experience that you need to add to your resume in order to work for a larger organization later on down the road. And plus, it'll also give you some insight into whether or not you really would like to be in HR or different aspects of HR, because there's going to be some aspects of HR that you may not like and some that you really love over others. So starting with your network is a good place to start. Now, another thing that I want to mention as far as your extended network on this would be your virtual communities, your LinkedIn, your Facebook friends, things like that. Put the word out that you're seeking to make that pivot into human resources, because they also may have businesses or know of other companies who are looking for HR assistants, especially in those basic administrative HR type of tasks. A lot of companies kind of overlook that, and they kind of neglect the fact that it is important to have certain types of documentation stored inside of the personnel folders, or those who are just unfamiliar with timekeeping and making sure that payroll is rendered on time. So this is also a really good way to get in there and get that experience. Also, your local HR associations, your local SHRM chapters, or anything that has to do with human resources, definitely try to attend some of those meetings and try to reach out to some of those members just to see what it's like, what their experience has been like, and put those feelers out there to see if the companies that they work for are also looking for human resources employees. So my number 2 on this list is volunteering in the community. And I know for me, I was able to get really good at writing military resumes. I spent quite a bit of time working as a volunteer in the Military Transition Services building there at Camp Lejeune, and I learned a lot about being able to translate those experiences from the Marine Corps into the civilian sector. And from there, I decided to do some resume writing on the side for myself. And I learned so much about resumes, and that was a foot in the door for me. And it made me get a better feel for what civilian employers are looking for and what are some of those standout skills that they were requiring. And this goes the same for you. You may not necessarily be associated with the military, but you can also work in any volunteer organization that suits you, anything that you are passionate about. If you're passionate about working with women and women's shelters and children and making sure that they receive the care that they need, well, those structures, those nonprofit organizations do require some level of assistance in their human resources staff. And that means that they need someone to do the background checks on their volunteers. They need someone to validate experiences and the intentions of their voluntary staff. And some of these organizations have company issued vehicles, so you want to make sure that the staff receives background checks on their driver's license and making sure that they're not going to be damaging the company equipment. So again, that is a foot in the door for you to just make sure that you're putting yourself out there in the community. It's like a 2 for 2. So you actually get your HR experience, plus you are involved in the community and you're doing the things that you are passionate about. And many volunteer organizations, they may not give you a whole lot of money, but they can give you something in exchange for your service. I know for me, when I was doing volunteer work, I was actually able to get my childcare paid for in exchange for those hours that I was working for the volunteer organization. So for those who are trying to think outside of the box and trying to juggle your responsibilities as a parent or as a student or something like that, look into those volunteer opportunities. And a lot of times the HR roles are not posted on the website. So it's something that you're just gonna have to pick up the phone and reach out to them and ask them, hey, do you need any assistance with any of your HR tasks or any admin related tasks? And that kind of gets you on the radar for them. Okay, so next up are staffing agencies and independent recruiters. Now, not all recruiters are created equal. Now, there are some recruiters who are able to read over your resume and really translate your experience into HR related experience. Not all of them can do this, but it's always worth a shot to still reach out to the recruiters at the staffing agency and independent ones, because you never know what opportunity will await. And also, your recruiters will have some positions that are hard to fill, and you want to be that go-to person that's willing to step up and say, I'm willing to take on this role, even though I don't have a whole lot of experience, but I am willing to learn. And a lot of the big staffing agencies will also have like training tutorials to help you get more familiar with different human resource practices and payroll processing and benefit practices. So definitely don't close the door on the staffing agencies and the recruiters, because sometimes they could be the ones who really sell you as a stellar candidate to a potential employer. All right, so last but not least is apply anyway. So any of your HR generalist, HR assistant positions, even HR manager positions, even though you may feel as if you don't have the experience, and maybe you're sitting on a master's degree and that's specific for human resources, or a certificate or certification, you have the education, you just don't have the experience. Apply anyway, because there is no perfect candidate out there. And a lot of times I see hiring managers looking for the perfect candidate. Well, they don't really exist, honestly. Apply anyway, because you never know whether or not your resume is going to be pushed to the top. It's going to be recognized by someone in the organization to say, hey, you know what? We should give this person a shot, because they might not have experience, but they are capable of learning new skills based on that master's degree, the bachelor's degree, and the recent certification or certificate. You just never know. So don't give up. And I understand how discouraging that it can be and how long that journey can be for new job seekers and those who are new in the human resources profession. but still put it out there. Definitely still apply for those positions, even though you feel underqualified. All right, so that's it from me in this video. If you like this content and you want me to continue creating more content for new individuals in the human resources profession, just let me know. And also, if you have successfully landed a job through networking, friends and family, applying for jobs that you felt as if you weren't qualified for, I would like to know those in the comments. Share your experience so we can all grow and learn together. And I will see you in the next video.